at SEER school is where I was waterboarded. We all essentially were. So I know what it's like to be waterboarded. And I can tell you unequivocally, and you're hearing this from a Navy SEAL, it is torture. So when that draft-dodging coward, Dick Cheney, who got 5 deferments out of Vietnam, tells you it's enhanced interrogation, he's full of shit. And by the way, I will say this. Yale University apparently every year has the 10 best quotes of the year, and they put it and it goes forever. My son got so excited because last year he said, Dad, you made the 10 top quotes at Yale this year. You're there forever. And here's the quote that did it. I was on Larry King. We were talking about the torture, and I turned to Larry and I said, I'll tell you what, Larry. I said, you give me Dick Cheney, a waterboard, and 1 hour, and I will have him confess to the Sharon Tate murders. And that made it in Yale, so that will live on forever, long when I'm gone. Graduated from Niland, California, and here's where I got in trouble. Because as you know, I was single then, let me tell you that, because I don't believe you should ever be married in the Navy SEALs because of what you do and the missions you get and things of that nature. I believe there are married guys, and they do fine, but my personal thing is you should not be married. Well, I wasn't married. Now, I graduated from SEAL Cadre on Wednesday, and they said, okay, you're off till Monday. Be at Naval Air Station North Island, 6 a.m. Monday. You now deploy to Vietnam. So I got Wednesday to Monday, right? Can I stand up a little?
Sure.
I like to walk a little when I talk. So I've got from Wednesday to Monday off. Now, bear in mind, I'm single. Well, one of my buddies told me about this state of Nevada. And as we all know, it's legal. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm a Minnesota kid. I said, what? So back then, they had, I forget the airline, Southwest Airline. You could fly anywhere in California for like $20 back then. We jumped on a plane with my friend, flew up to Oakland, where he was from, Walnut Creek, jumped in his car with a buddy, and we took off for Lake Tahoe or Reno. And this is where I got in trouble. While I was at SEAL Cadre, we were shooting a weapon that we used a lot that only the SEALs had called the Stoner machine gun. It shoots the same as an M16, a 5.56 round, only instead of being magazine fed, it's belt fed. It shoots 1,000 rounds a minute. They all come in a box of 250 rounds at a time, so that gives you some good firepower. Well, we were shooting a lot of Stoner, and you get a little bored at night, so I started relinking up the belted ammo, so I had about 17 feet of it. And I cut it off and started wearing it for a belt, these spent rounds of Stoner machine gun bullets. Well, being 19 at the time, and when we went up to Nevada, we managed to do 3 of them within 24 hours. Well, after the first one, which was okay, great, got to the second one and got back there with the girl, and she looked and she said, I want that belt. And I looked at her. Now, remember, I got 17 more feet back in the barracks. I ain't worried about this belt. I said, make me an offer. She said, how about a trick and $10? I took the belt off and handed it to her. I believe I'm the only one in history who's gone to one of those places and she paid me. I told this as a fun story. They wanted to destroy me over this. Destroy me over this. And I said, wait a minute. I'm heading off to Vietnam. What did they think I was going to do in those 5 days? Go to church? You know? Come on. I'm 19 years old. You know? It was a great time up there. Anyway, we got back deployed. I ended up doing 2 tours, 17 months total in Southeast Asia in my 4-year career. I loved it overseas. That was the place to be.